The sensational policy paper suggests the government wants to remove requirements dictating permanent residency applicants must show they have sickness insurance and work that is genuine and effective. Now Theresa May plans to enact a presumption to grant rather than refuse settled status in the UK, and officials expect immigration numbers to rocket as a result. Meanwhile, leaked Home Office documents warn ministers that any dilution of border controls post-Brexit could be targeted by organised criminality, fraudulent or abusive applicants. The explosive memo, reported in the Sunday Times, also tells ministers there is no clear picture on the number of staff required to make the policy work, which could mean even more civil servants brought into Whitehall. Getty leaked government papers show Brexit migration FUD. Early estimates suggest that the number of bureaucrats needed to deal with the new policy will more than double from 700 to 1,500. But only 200 staff have so far been given security clearance to begin on the task. A further 260 staff are being recruited for a new customer resolution center for settlement scheme customers, the government has reported. Whitehall anticipates the relaxed migration rules will cause application surges, particularly at GoLive. Boris and Gove want to take back control. Officials believe there will be large spikes in applications during the 20-month Brexit implementation period, from March 29, 2019 to December 31, 2020. Dubbed New Year's Leave '. The news is likely to anger small state Tory Eurosceptics, who backed Brexit on a cut red tape and take back control platform. Boris Johnson and Michael Gove at cabinet level led the push to withdraw from the EU and were clear that Britain must control its borders after Brexit, with at least a modest reduction in numbers coming into the UK. The incredible policy paper goes on to argue for a default position, whereby EU migrants will no longer be preferred to non-EU migrants in the UK. Getty. Peter Bone and Tom Pursglove shared a platform with Nigel Farage and Leave. EU ministers will incorporate EU migration into a single global immigration system, applying the current non-EU rules to the EU. This is unlikely to satisfy Theresa May's most hardline colleagues, like veteran Eurosceptics Peter Bone and Tom Pursglove, who supported the anti-immigration Leave EU group during the EU referendum campaign. In fact, the government has also refused to spell out how a new visa system for EU migrants might work, and refuses to guarantee that EU citizens will not get a special deal at the end of the implementation period. The Home Office said, "We have said we want to make the process for resident EU citizens to obtain settled status to be as simple and user-friendly as possible. All applicants will need to undergo criminality checks and future family members will need to abide by our existing immigration rules.